Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Craig Howard from Happy Camper RV in Idaho. We've got a camping tip for you today. Actually, it's kind of a 3-pack of camping tips all in one. We're doing a cool series this summer between Memorial Day and Labor Day. That's about 100 days, and so we're gonna give you a tip each of those days, 100 tips for a better season of summer camping. Here we go for tip number 1, sending it out to the garage. All right guys, I'm out here at my workbench, got a cooler right here, and this first tip, whether you've got a nice Yeti cooler like this or a styrofoam cooler, anything in between, my first tip is this sill where the lid seals up with the body of the cooler. No matter if it's one like this that's got a sill in it or not, if your cooler's outside, not tucked inside your tow vehicle or your camper or something like that, if it's in the bed of a truck or on a cargo rack, the air as you're driving down the road is gonna sneak in there just a little bit. It's gonna cause your ice to melt. Things get warm in there a little bit cooler than you want it to. So the first tip, use some tape like this right on the seam. Might look kind of janky. It's gonna help your cooler stay colder a little bit longer. All right guys, here's cooler idea number 2 for you. So often maybe you can hear in here, got some water in there, my ice is rolling around in there. Often people decide that when they get some ice melting and there's water building up in their cooler that they want to open this drain plug right here and let the water out. You can see my little puppies coming to say hi. This is a bad idea. Don't let the water out. I'm no physicist, but I think that what we're doing is letting some cold mass out of our cooler. And really, if we think about it, we shouldn't call these coolers, we should call them insulators. It doesn't cool anything down. It just insulates and retains the temperature that's in it. So if we've got some mass inside that's already cold, let's not let it out. Your stuff's gonna stay a little bit cooler if you keep that cold water in there. Tip number 2. Okay, my final cooler tip for you today is that you can use dry ice to maintain the cool temperature in your cooler for a lot longer. You can use dry ice to keep your regular wet ice frozen. You can use dry ice. It depends on how you pack it in your cooler. We'll talk about that in a second. But you can actually use dry ice to somewhat put a freeze on things in there. A couple ways that you can do this, and you're gonna wanna check with which cooler you've got. It's not suitable to put in every cooler, so be aware of that. Another thing that you need to be aware of is dry ice is extremely cold. Touching it on your bare skin will freeze your skin, damage it, kill your skin. It could be very dangerous, so this is an adults only activity and you need to wear some kind of protective thick leather gloves. Maybe you can use some tongs actually to handle it. When you put it in your cooler, you're gonna wanna wrap that. I've seen people wrap it in paper bags or maybe sheets of newspaper to put a layer between the dry ice and the other stuff that you've got in your cooler. If you put food directly on the dry ice, it's gonna freeze, and it's gonna freeze hard and probably be freezer burned and bad. So a couple of ways you can do this. Some people will put dry ice on the bottom of their cooler and then put wet ice on the top of it. It's gonna keep that wet ice frozen for a long time. Another way you can do it is pack all your food in, put the dry ice on the top. That might actually give you a freezing effect in your cooler. However you do it, experiment with this, try it out. It's a good way to extend the life of keeping things cold in your cooler. I hope you found something helpful in these 3 tips today. Join me tomorrow and I'll have another camping tip for you. I hope you're out having a great season of summer camping. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.